Welcome back, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming deep dives.
And be sure to share this with your friends.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of exciting events,
Oh, yeah.
our Greyhawk Super Special live show is reaching its grand finale next Wednesday.
I can't wait.
Yeah, we've got some really amazing things planned, so you won't want to miss it.
Definitely not.
But for now, we are taking a deep dive into a classic, advanced Dungeons & Dragons module.
Ooh, which one?
Rary the Traitor.
A classic.
We've got the PDF link in the video description for you to follow along.
Awesome.
Now, this module plunges us into a pivotal moment in Greyhawk's history, the shocking betrayal of Rary.
Oh, yeah, he was a powerful mage.
Right.
A founding member of the Circle of Eight.
A powerful organization.
An organization known for its neutrality in the ongoing conflicts of the Flannis.
So to set the stage,
Okay.
Rary, seemingly dedicated to peace,
Well,
orchestrates a devastating attack on Greyhawk and then vanishes. What happened? What drove him to such extremes? And what's he up to now?
the big questions.
That's what we're here to unpack.
Let's get into it.
All right, so
Okay.
what's so fascinating about this is that Rary's treachery completely blindsided everyone.
Yeah, for decades he maintained this facade of a peaceful, even reluctant member of the Circle.
It's true.
There were whispers, of course, about his growing fascination with power, particularly during the Greyhawk Wars.
The Greyhawk Wars were a very tumultuous period, weren't they?
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of power grabs and shifting alliances.
Exactly. And while figures like Luz, a chaotic, evil demigod, reveled in the chaos,
Yeah.
Rary seemed more intrigued. He delved into forbidden magic, studied the histories of tyrants, even spent considerable time with the Paynims, those fiercely independent nomadic folk.
Right.
It's as if the war awakened something dormant within him.
So are we talking a slow descent into darkness, or was there a specific event that triggered this drastic change?
Well, the module doesn't pinpoint a single catalyst,
Okay.
which adds to the mystery.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There's speculation that Rary grew disillusioned with the Circle. Maybe even saw an opportunity to seize power amidst the chaos of the war.
Interesting.
Some even whisper about the Scarlet Brotherhood,
Oh, yeah.
a secretive organization notorious for manipulating powerful figures.
I've heard of them.
Could Rary have been a pawn in their game?
That's a chilling thought. This seemingly dedicated mage potentially being manipulated by a shadowy organization.
Right.
It really makes you question everything we thought we knew about him.
Yeah, it really does.
But regardless of the cause, the result was devastating.
Yes, it was.
Rary, along with his co-conspirator, Lord Robilar, launched a brutal attack on Greyhawk, shattering the Circle of Eight from within.
Yeah, their primary targets were Tensor and Odaluk, two of the most influential members of the Circle.
Uh-huh.
The attack was a success, at least in the short term.
Wow.
Tensor and Odaluk were killed,
I know.
throwing Greyhawk into chaos,
I see.
but their victory was fleeting. Their plot unraveled, and they were forced to flee for their lives.
And that's where the Bright Desert comes into play, right?
Yeah.
This unforgiving, unexplored region becomes their sanctuary.
Yeah.
But how do they go from fleeing traitors to carving out their own kingdom in such a harsh environment?
Well, it was a desperate gamble, a flight for survival.
Yeah.
But Rary and Robilar were nothing if not resourceful.
Okay.
Their first challenge came from the Norkers, a savage humanoid race inhabiting the hills. They swiftly defeated the Norkers, absorbing the surviving tribe into their growing army.
Interesting.
This was a crucial first step.
Right?
It showed the other inhabitants of the Bright Desert that Rary and Robilar were a force to be reckoned with.
Makes sense.
So brute force played a part, but I imagine they needed more than just military might to unite the diverse groups of the Bright Desert.
I would think so, too.
Indeed. Rary Ever, the strategist, employed a combination of diplomacy, intimidation, and strategic alliances.
Makes sense.
Some tribes, like the Tukim, were initially resistant. Oh, yeah. They were the most powerful of the nomadic tribes.
Okay.
Fiercely independent.
Wow.
But after a decisive defeat, they became the elite force within Rary's growing army,
Oh, wow.
turning potential rivals into loyal soldiers.
Interesting.
A classic power move.
It is.
It's fascinating how they managed to not only survive, but thrive in such a hostile environment.
Yeah, speaking of which,
Yeah.
paint us a picture of this bright desert.
Okay.
What makes it so challenging, and what kind of creatures call this land home?
Imagine a land of scorching sun, vast dunes stretching as far as the eye can see.
Okay.
Water is scarce, the terrain treacherous.
Sounds rough.
The very air seems to shimmer with heat.
Oh, yeah.
It's a place where survival is a constant struggle, even for those born to the desert.
Not exactly a vacation destination.
No, not really.
What about the creatures that have adapted to this unforgiving environment?
Oh, they're as diverse as they are deadly.
Like what?
You've got giant scorpions lurking beneath the dunes,
Yikes.
poisonous snakes basking in the sun,
Oh, yeah.
and fire toads with their toxic secretions.
Okay.
And then there are the manscorpions.
Okay, manscorpions.
Yeah.
You've piqued my interest.
Have I?
Tell me more about these creatures.
Yeah.
I have to admit the name alone is a bit unsettling.
They are unsettling, to say the least.
Okay.
They're humanoid, but with scorpion-like features. Claws, a venomous tail, you name it.
Oh, wow.
Legend has it, they were once human.
Really?
The inhabitants of a Flanish kingdom called the Somme, which ruled the Bright Desert centuries ago.
Interesting.
But they were cursed,
Oh.
transformed into these monstrous creatures.
Wow.
Now they roam the desert, a stark reminder of the ancient power and danger that lies hidden within this land.
That's wild.
It is. And the manscorpions aren't the only ones who call this desert home.
Right.
There are also nomadic tribes, the fierce Aberalls barbarians, and even rumors of mysterious desert centaurs.
Desert centaurs. Now, that's something you don't hear every day. Are they anything like their forest-dwelling cousins?
That's what's so intriguing about them. They've adapted to this harsh environment, becoming masters of archery and horsemanship.
Wow.
Even skilled metalworkers crafting their own weapons and armor.
Interesting.
They represent a unique cultural element of the Bright Desert, one that Rary, with his ambition, is undoubtedly eyeing.
Which brings us back to Rary. We've got this powerful mage now, a ruler in exile, surrounded by these fascinating cultures and creatures.
Right?
But we can't forget about Lord Robilar, his right-hand man.
Of course not.
What's their dynamic like? True partners or something more complex?
Their partnership is a study in contrasts.
Okay.
Rary, the scholar driven by knowledge and control.
Uh-huh.
Robilar, the warrior, reveling in action and conquest.
Yeah,
On the surface, an unlikely pairing.
I can see that.
Yet their ambition and desire for power bind them together.
So you're saying it's more a marriage of convenience than true camaraderie?
Perhaps, but that doesn't mean their relationship is without depth.
Okay.
Robilar is fiercely loyal, relishing his role as general expanding their territory. He's the muscle to Rary's scheming mind.
But could that loyalty waver? Could Robilar's own ambition eventually putting at odds with Rary?
That's the question, isn't it? History is rife with examples of such alliances fracturing under the weight of competing desires.
That's true.
We have to wonder, is Robilar content to remain in Rary's shadow, or does he yearn for something more?
A potential power struggle brewing beneath the desert sun.
Indeed.
That adds another layer of intrigue to this already captivating story.
It really does.
And speaking of intrigue, you mentioned earlier that the Bright Desert is a land of ancient secrets and hidden dangers. What else can you tell us about the mysteries and legends surrounding this region?
Well, for starters, there's the Ghost Tower of Inverness. It's said to be frozen in time, guarded by hordes of creatures. Legend has it that it holds a powerful artifact called the Soul Gem, a prize that has tempted many an adventurer. It's a place that whispers of lost magic and forgotten history.
Frozen in time. That sounds like something out of a bard's wildest tale.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what could have caused such a phenomenon and what secrets are hidden within those timeless walls.
Exactly, and that's just one of the many mysteries the Bright Desert holds. Then there's the ruined city of Utah, once the grand capital of Somme, now swallowed by the sands. Rumors persist of unimaginable riches hidden beneath the dunes waiting to be unearthed.
So we've got this land of extremes, teeming with strange creatures and riddled with ancient ruins that whisper of lost power. What's Rary's ultimate goal here? Is he simply content to rule a bright desert, or does he have something grander in mind?
Rary's ambition knows no bounds. He sees the Bright Desert as more than just a refuge. It's a land of opportunity, a place to amass power and reshape the world according to his vision.
Reshape the world. That sounds ominous. What makes you think he has such grand designs?
Remember his fascination with power, his delving into forbidden magic?
Oh, yeah.
That hasn't waned. In fact, it seems to have intensified in exile.
I see.
And the Bright Desert offers him the tools he needs to achieve his goals.
You're talking about those ruins, aren't you? They're not just about treasure, are they?
There's something more, something darker at play. Rary is fixated on a particular artifact, a relic of Somme's lost glory, the Scorpion Crown. It's said to hold immense power, the ability to control the manscorpions themselves. Imagine a vast army of those creatures at his command.
An army of manscorpions. That's a terrifying thought. But we all know how these stories go. A powerful artifact usually comes with a catch, a price to be paid.
Oh.
What's the curse associated with this scorpion crown?
Legend has it that the crown corrupts those who wear it, twisting them into monstrous scorpion-like beings.
Oh.
Their humanity is consumed by the artifact's power, leaving behind a shell of their former selves.
So Rary is risking becoming a monster himself in his pursuit of power. That's either incredibly bold or incredibly reckless. What do you make of this gamble? Is he driven by a desire to atone for his betrayal, or is this simply another power grab?
That's the heart of the mystery, isn't it? Is this a misguided attempt at redemption, a desire to use this power for good, or is it a manifestation of his deepest, darkest desires? The module leaves us to ponder those questions, to explore the complexities of Rary's character and the implications of his choices.
It's like we're peering into the abyss, trying to discern Rary's true intentions. It's chilling, but also incredibly compelling.
Yes.
And it raises a crucial question: what would happen if he succeeds? What are the implications for the Bright Desert and the Flannis if Rary gains control of the Scorpion Crown and its army of manscorpions?
Yeah, it's a question that sends chills down my spine. The possibilities are almost too terrible to contemplate. We're talking about a region already teeming with dangerous creatures and rife with political tensions, throwing an army of manscorpions into the mix.
Right.
That could destabilize the entire Flannis.
And that's without even considering the potential impact on Rary himself. The curse of the Scorpion Crown is a potent one.
Yeah.
It's not just about physical transformation. It's about the erosion of the soul, the warping of one's very being. So even if he manages to control the manscorpions, he might end up losing himself in the process.
Exactly.
Talk about a Pyrrhic victory. It makes you wonder, is he aware of the risks, or is he so blinded by ambition that he's willing to sacrifice everything, even his humanity, for power?
It's a question that underscores the moral complexity of this module. Rary is not a simple villain.
Right.
He is a brilliant, flawed individual.
Yeah.
Capable of great good and great evil. His journey is a cautionary tale about the seductive nature of power and the consequences of unchecked ambition.
It's almost Shakespearean, this tragic fall from grace, and it opens up so many possibilities for us as players and dungeon masters.
Right.
What kind of adventures could we create based on this information?
The possibilities are endless. Imagine a group of adventurers tasked with infiltrating Rary's new kingdom. They could be seeking to uncover his plans, perhaps even prevent him from obtaining the Scorpion Crown, or maybe they're caught in the middle of the conflict between Rary's forces and the Desert Centaurs, forced to choose sides in a war they never wanted.
You could even have a campaign centered around the ruins of Somme. The adventurers could be treasure hunters drawn by the legends of lost riches, only to find themselves face to face with the horrors that lurk within those ancient walls. Perhaps they even encounter remnants of Somme's people, those who managed to escape the curse, offering a glimpse into a lost civilization.
And don't forget about the political intrigue. The module hints at factions within Greyhawk, who might be sympathetic to Rary's cause or see him as a valuable pawn in their own power plays. There's potential for espionage, sabotage, shifting alliances, all playing out against the backdrop of this harsh and unforgiving desert.
It's a setting ripe with conflict, danger, and moral ambiguity. And at the heart of it all is Rary, this enigmatic figure who could either plunge the Flannis into chaos or reshape it in his image.
Which raises the ultimate question: what will become of Rary the Traitor? Will he succumb to the curse of the Scorpion Crown, becoming the very monster he seeks to control? Or will he find some measure of redemption, using his power to bring order to the chaos he has created? That's a story waiting to be written, a story that each of us as dungeon masters and players can help shape.
This deep dive has been a revelation, a glimpse into a classic module that's as relevant today as it was decades ago.
Absolutely.
It's a story that challenges us to think about the nature of power, the allure of ambition, and the consequences of our choices. And it reminds us that even in a world of fantasy and magic, the human heart remains the most fascinating and unpredictable element of all.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So if you're looking for a campaign setting that's both exciting and thought-provoking, I highly recommend checking out Rary the Traitor. You'll find the PDF link in the video description. And be sure to let us know your thoughts on this module in the comments below. We'd love to hear your theories, campaign ideas, and anything else this deep dive has sparked in your imagination.
And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future deep dives. We've got some amazing adventures planned, and we can't wait to share them with you.
And most importantly, keep those dice rolling.